Hello the internet, and welcome to one of Dungeons & Dragons Holiday Specials. In this, the year 2020, where we can all agree nothing has happened and everything's fine. And what better way to round off an incredibly dull and placid year than by playing Dungeons & Dragons with a fun group of YouTube and Twitch creators who sit to my right and to my left. I'm your host and Dungeon Master, Paul Foxcroft. I'll be running these folks through a fun little game of D&D. If you're new to Dungeons & Dragons, I should explain what that is. D&D is a collaborative storytelling game where each of the players will control one character. They'll decide what that character does, what they say, what they look like, their names, all that kind of thing. So for them, it'll be very much like any movie you've ever seen. I'll be playing everyone and everything else, and so it'll be like any Eddie Murphy movie you've ever seen. In some cases, we'll roll dice to see if they succeed at tasks. Higher numbers are better, lower numbers are worse, so just the same as maths. And then we'll work out what happens by comparing that to some charts and rules I have. But for now, let's meet our players. We should introduce you guys and establish your credentials as YouTube and Twitch creators. I so nearly called you influencers, and I'm so sorry. In my defense, I do feel quite influenced.
Really?
Yeah.
Have I influenced you?
I feel like you're influencing me now. Imogen, who would you tell the folks at home or wherever you're watching?
I'm Imogen Meller. I'm a games journalist by day, streamer by night. I go by Momento on Twitch, and I basically am silly on the internet permanently.
That's a great job description.
Solid, thank you.
And what's your like right now? What is your current level of experience with Dungeons and Dragons?
Pretty mediocre. I have had an intro to it. I've played it a couple of times. Mostly, I'm the comedic character that messes things up a little bit along the way.
Okay, grand. Leah, hello, welcome. Hello. I guess we should establish your credentials to the crowd.
Yes, hi, I'm Leah, also known as Leah Viathan online. I'm mostly a streamer on Twitch. And like most of us here, you can find me on the internet just goofing around most of the time. And I've played a bit of D&D, not much, I'm not an expert, but I'm in the middle of a big homebrew campaign at the moment. And yeah, it's just, I love role-playing, it's just fun.
That it is. Kieran, welcome. Same questions to you.
I'm Kieran, I go by Chocolate Kieran on the internet. I do a lot of anime, Nintendo, JRPG games, and as to my experience with D&D, I've played it once before, but it was a while ago, so...
You don't seem confident.
It was a while ago.
Are you sure?
It might have been a dream.
Okay.
That's how...
I am looking forward to your rules references from that dream as we go through the show. And Rowan.
Yeah, I'm Rowan Ellis. I do gay stuff on YouTube, essentially, is my MO. In terms of D&D, I have watched a lot more than I have played, I guess is the way to put it. I've played a little bit, but mainly enjoyed watching other people playing it instead. So we'll see. Normally also when I play, I'm like the sad backstory character, so I've thrown that out of the window and I'm playing the fun, sunny mum friend instead. So we'll see how that goes.
Cool, well, we'll get to meet your characters in just a moment. Before we start, I should take a moment to talk about a couple of fun products D&D have available. If you are new to Dungeons & Dragons or considering playing or think it might be fun, it is. But allow me to recommend to you these actual Dungeons & Dragons products. This is the Essentials Kit, and this here is the Starter Set. Both of these boxes contain more than enough for you and some friends to start playing Dungeons & Dragons. The Essentials Kit is for 2 to 6 players and contains an adventure, rules, dice, some handouts and cards and stuff, a little Dungeon Master screen like the one I have, but this is nicer because it's cost more. And the starter set is similar. That's for 4 to 6 players and just a great introduction to the hobby. I own both of these products and I use them a lot to help people learn about D&D and get people into it, but also they're useful resources. And they are commercially available for a surprisingly low amount of money considering the amount of content. Look it up, you'll be surprised at how cheap they are. Other than that, I think that's everything. So unless the players have any questions, which would seem reasonable, let's play some Dungeons & Dragons by turning over page 1. We begin in the frozen north of the land of Faerun, past the spine of the world mountains in the lands of Icewind Dale. Snow blankets the land like a very cold, massive flannel. God, I was tired when I wrote that. And the sun has not risen on these lands in almost 2 years. A wilderness given over to fearsome beasts, dangerous monsters, and elemental magics. There are few places of safety and warmth to be found. The 10 towns, however, stand out as beacons of light and heat in the darkness. And it is within the walled town of Bryn Shander we find our party. A team of thieves who have travelled north, seeking new scores and less familiar town guards, are waiting on the opportunity to join the Thieves Guild. And as they wait for an appointment with a local representative, we find them in a dingy bar called The Sad Birthday. The small pub is clean and minimalist. Empty chairs and tables pepper the common room, and a fire burns in the hearth. A middle-aged orc is cleaning glasses behind the bar. And in a booth by the window, overlooking a street, are 4 potential criminals. So now we get to introduce your characters. If you could describe how they look and perhaps how they're killing time while they're waiting, then we will just crack on with that. And Imogen, would you like to go first?
I would love to. I'm Carmine Kukla. I'm a Goliath. I'm about 6'6". Right now, she's repairing the bagpipes she has on her after getting in fisticuffs earlier on, where someone accidentally, slit the bagpipes after being too loud. So she's quietly repairing bagpipes, quite angry. Quite angry.
Quite on a scale of 1 to 10. For
Oh, like she would try and downplay it to a 6, but it was like an 8.
Okay. And so Goliaths are these big humanoid figures with sort of stony, rough skin.
Yes, yes.
What class are you? What character class are you playing?
I'm a cleric, aren't I?
Yes,
I'm a
you
cleric. For a second, I was like an archer. I was like, no, cleric. I'm a
You can be
cleric.
both. You're a cleric who arches.
Yes.
That is the correct term.
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
From memory, you're a storm cleric?
Yes.
Lovely. Leah.
Hello, I am Gwen Buttons. She's a precocious little wizard. She didn't quite make it out of wizard school, but she would tell everyone that she did. She's absolutely desperate to be a famous, amazing, fantastic wizard like all the wizards she's read about in her fantasy novels. She hasn't quite realised that the reality is quite different. She's dressed in, it's sort of like a caricature of what a wizard might look like. She's got a cloak that was once way too long for her. It's all tattered at the bottom. If you look closely, you'll see areas where stars once were stitched onto it haphazardly. She's tried her best. And she's also wearing a hat in a similar fashion, a very tattered hat, and sturdy boots, because one of her favourite novels said you should always wear sturdy boots. And she's at the moment, she's trying to click her fingers and make some sort of magic fire happen. Sometimes it doesn't go very well, and there's a bit of a moment of panic as it engulfs her whole hand, but she's okay at the moment. It's just a little spark. I would click, but I can't. Click for me.
You do it and I'll do the noise. Ready?
Okay.
On 1, 2, 3. There we
Fantastic.
go. That hurts a lot. Kieran.
Right.
What are you playing and what is it doing?
So my character is called Visosity Jones, but in the slime language, there's no V's, so he just likes to go by Jones. I have a changeling character who was originally a slime, and in an unfortunate accident, he managed to become human.
That is unfortunate.
Is that an unfortunate accident? Well, depends on who you ask, but yeah, so he can now transform into a human when he's hungry. He can't really maintain the human form that well, so right now he's kind of like jelly, but he needs something to eat. He's just in the corner, kind of like belly rumbling. Did the slimes have bellies?
You do now. all of the disadvantages of the human form. You're slime with bones.
But yeah, he's pretty much just chilling, waiting for something to eat so he can get his energy back.
Lovely. And what class are you?
Oh yes, I'm a sorcerer class.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're spontaneous magic and occasional magical mishaps.
Yes.
Great. Lovely. And Rowan, you mentioned you're the sort of mother of the group.
Yes, Hardly Dimforged, the third of the Dimforges. Of course. So she's a dwarf, hill dwarf, rogue, is the mum friend of the group. But the way I like to describe her is that she's sort of like the drunk girl in the club bathroom, but like not actually drunk, but just will compliment you and love you and like be your best friend. But if someone crosses you will hurt them. So at the moment she is making an itinerary, deciding what we're going to do when we're having some rest and relaxation, but then sort of also kind of counting the gold that we currently have left and just like slowly crossing off stuff that maybe is a little bit out of our price range. Just like, okay, we can't do that, maybe not, maybe it's kind of getting to the point where maybe have to go and get some gold because we've not got that much gold right now. And also probably very soon is about to realise how hungry Jones is and try and order everyone food.
Right. So you've got a couple of minutes to kill before it's time to rush off to the appointment that Leah has arranged. Or Gwen, I should say. Gwen has arranged. And as you sat there waiting, this orc from behind the bar comes across with a tray. But one of you would have put an order in when you came into the bar, puts the tray down, and just on the table at the top, puts down a flagon of red spiced wine, a teeming glass of oat milk, a pint mug of water, and a whole roast chicken, and just lets you work out whose is which.
The milk's mine. Thank you.
No, you're welcome.
I think the water's mine.
I didn't order anything, but the chicken is yours because it's looking like, we don't... I'm sort of worried about, because last time when you threw the floorboards, you just kept... And I feel like food, right, that helps.
Yeah,
food helps.
That's embarrassing.
No, it's fine. Honestly, there's nothing to be embarrassed
It's
about.
just that it took quite a long time to scoop you back up again, and I don't know if we have much time for that because we don't have any money, and we did...
I'll be honest, if you go through the floor, I won't clean you up.
Oh.
I will, though. It's fine. Don't... Jeez, listen. Are you okay? You seem sad. Was it the bagpipes again?
Let's not talk about it.
Okay, that's fine. You know what?
Talking about it.
I know. And you look so nice today. And I just feel like, you know what makes people look even nicer? Smiling.
I have an image in my mind as you're having this conversation, the bagpipes are being squeezed under it. There's just a sort of progressively louder occurring.
Okay, and the angry noise is happening. I remember what you told me last time. I will be quiet now.
Thank you.
I have a suggestion. If I get too, slime and jelly, then you can keep me in the bagpipes or like a bucket or something. I don't know.
You could use the bagpipes.
Don't come
and
near
shoot
Lucy.
him with enemies.
Don't come near Lucy. You're
Lucy?
Lucy.
You know my bagpipes have a name. Lucy.
Of course I do. I've definitely heard that before and been listening while you said that.
Of course.
Of course.
Lucy, it's okay. Shh.
Lucy, I'm going to write that.
Anyway, have I shown you how to make fire before? It's really easy. I think you could do it. You just think about it. Just think about it. Everyone can do it. Everyone can. Well, I mean,
I don't think it's working.
just think about it.
Think about it.
Just click your fingers. Can you click your fingers?
As you click your fingers, your hand is wreathed in electrical energy for a half second. It's clearly like a little ball of lightning emerges from your hand.
Well, that's not quite right, but you'll get it down eventually.
I thought it was pretty good.
It was so good. It was so good.
Don't lie, it was
You guys,
pretty
so good.
It was pretty bad.
Great.
Again, the orc saunters over and says, sorry, we don't allow magic in the bar. And then points to a scorched area in the back.
I look down at my
It's
robes,
seldom-
which are somewhat scorched also, and good point.
You wanted me to let you know when it was about 2.
Yes.
It's about 2.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, we're meeting someone who's going to help us out today. Maybe she might help us out. I hope she will help us out. We have a little bit of a history, is the thing. She's just not a very nice person. I didn't say that. If she's here, I didn't say that. She's not a very nice person.
What do you mean by not very nice?
Well, I went to school with her. She's called Penelope, and she's just the worst.
You know what? Yes, the worst people. Penelope sounds like an awful name anyway.
Yeah.
What did she do to you? What did she do to you?
Just her parents had so much money, and she was just that person in the class who she would understand first time how to do all the spells, and everyone else was just left waiting, and she'd sit there smugly with her arms crossed, thinking she knew everything, and it's just ridiculous. Anyway,
She sounds like the worst.
she's maybe she's changed. maybe it's fine. Well, she knows a lot in the criminal world, and if we just need to make a good impression. That's all. I'm sure she will think of me highly. I was very nice to her, and just be calm, okay? So put the bagpipes down. Just stop squeezing them, please. Again.
Poor Lucy.
Anyway.
Sorry, you asked me to tell you when I was getting on for 2 o'clock.
Right.
It's a little bit after 2 now.
Yeah.
Also, that'll be 3 gold pieces.
Do we?
Okay, so here's the thing. Would you accept 2 gold pieces and a gold tooth?
Yeah, I'd like to see that. Yeah, sure. Whose tooth? That guy. I'll take 2 gold pieces and one of his teeth. It doesn't even have to be gold.
Sure, it's definitely his tooth.
He has teeth?
Yes.
Yes,
It's
he
not
has
yours,
teeth.
it's his. Don't
And
worry
what's
about it.
golden?
Here you go.
Ah, great. Thanks. He takes the tooth, lifts his upper lip and pushes it into a gap in his gum. And then bites down a couple of times and goes, "Right, that'll do.
You are welcome.
You're welcome.
Forceful.
Come again."
I'm sure we will. It has been absolutely delightful and not at all a sad birthday.
We should go. We've got to meet outside the house of the Morning Lord in about 10 minutes, probably. Right, and we can talk on the way there. It's okay. Just be normal.
Are you going to finish the chicken?
I guess you can have some.
Okay.
Or does Lucy want some?
Lucy can't eat.
Oh,
Please
why?
don't crunch the bones again.
I mean, what do you mean, Lucy? Lucy's an inanimate object. Viscosity, Jones. Honestly, how dare you ask if Lucy can eat?
Oh,
A bit ridiculous, isn't
I
it?
think I just feel like whole names is maybe a little bit tense. It's fine. It's totally fine. You know
We
what?
should be going. We should
we
be
should
going.
definitely
Come on.
go.
Yeah, let's leave.
And so with that, and having torn a chicken in half to share between 2 of the player characters and possibly a musical instrument, you set out into the streets. Now, there is a mechanic, there's a rule in 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, which is the rule of inspiration, which is for playing a character well or for doing something fun. You get inspiration, which you can spend to make some rolls easier if you would like. And because you are mumming this group brilliantly, I would like to give you inspiration just now, which we're representing with snowballs, because theme. There you go.
Oh, thank God.
So,
you.
you make your way. You can spend that at any time merely by throwing the snowball directly at me.
Excellent. Will do.
You make your way through Bridgeshanda, bickering as you go, and find the House of the Morning Lord, which is a very large, imposing, almost cathedral-like church dedicated to a Numitor, which I'm certain I am pronouncing wrong. The god of the dawn, or Lathander if you live in the south. There hasn't been a dawn here for almost 2 years, but people are still flocking to the church. As you walk down the street, you pass a vendor selling hot chestnuts, and the smell catches you and makes you feel very hungry. And then you get to the road with the church on it, frost crunching beneath your feet, and you are faced with the church, and immediately opposite, 4 almost identical houses.
I don't know if this is the place. It doesn't look quite right.
Well, each of the houses, they're like a little terrace. They've all got a stone ground floor and a wooden first floor. The first one has a red door, and you can, if you're inclined, you could go and have a look in the windows of any of these houses. The second house has a wooden door, the third a black door, and the fourth one a quite run-down, broken doorway.
I would have a look in one of the windows, but I might be a bit too short to reach. So you can probably reach all of the windows. We should just look, right? We should look at. Do you know what does she look like?
It's been a while. Mean. Oh, God,
You recognise her. She's a tiefling. So she's bright red skin, horns, a tail, and cloven hooves. So she's half human, half devil.
Just imagine Satan himself, and then with a face like a lady, and that is Penelope. I'm sure you'll recognise her if you see her. She's hard to miss.
Hardly. Get on my shoulders now.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, stand on my shoulders. I will walk from house to house. You look through the top window, I look through the bottom. Understood?
You never let me do this. This is so exciting.
Excellent. We get to roll stuff. So, Rowan, would you please make? I'll let you your choice. I think I'll let you roll acrobatics.
Excellent.
To clamber up the Goliath.
Ooh, that is 22.
22. Lovely. Okay, you vault up the Goliath. You hold your arms out like straight out the side, and she basically climbs up you, vaults over your arms, do it like a sort of like doing the double bars thing. Vaults directly up, somersaults twice, and lands perfectly on your shoulders. Amazing. 1 foot on either shoulder.
Amazing.
You barely feel the impact. So skilled as your acrobatics. And you're able to peer into some of these houses. Would you like to, each of you, make investigation rolls?
Okay, hold on. Which dice is that?
Which dice am I going for?
So it's always the D20, which is the black die we have.
Great.
Add your investigation check, which is in your list of skills.
6.
6, lovely.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
2. So 22 altogether.
All right, well, my house rule is natural 20s always succeed regardless. That's not a house rule, it's just a rule. Kieran?
10 plus my 1, so 11.
11.
13.
13, okay. We'll start as we mean to go on. Imogen, what you managed to do is you look into the window of the first house, realise you're too tall to look into this window adequately. You're just looking at floor. You crouch down. As you do, you lose your balance slightly, which means you wind up jumping off and grabbing onto one of the eaves and are hanging now outside of the first floor window of the house with a perfect view. You, however, Imogen, you stumble in, put your hand down to steady yourself, knock a window box full of snowballs onto the floor. In an attempt to catch that, you also wind up just inadvertently knocking on the door. Meanwhile, you've been knocked, Rowan, you've been knocked one house over and are just hanging down there on the window ledge, looking into the first floor window, which is completely in shadow. Unnaturally so. What you realise is you kind of go, oh, this is ridiculous. You look down, see if you can jump down, and on the beam over the door, you recognise a little carved symbol. It's like a V with an arc over the top of it, very faintly carved into the wood, which you speak Thieves' Cant, the secret code of thieves. You recognise this as code for safe house.
Ooh.
Kieran, you got an 11?
Yes.
You peer into one of the other houses, the third one along, with the black door and a wreath of dark leaves on it. And you can just, as you peek in, you can see through a gap in the curtain, there's a Goliath dressed for construction work, fast asleep on the sofa. For a moment you think, oh, I've invaded his privacy. Oh, no. You go to 13?
Yes.
You go to this dilapidated house on the end, open the door and release about 30 rats into the street, revealing an empty house behind the door and very little in there. However, the door you have inadvertently knocked on is answered by a child.
Hello.
Sort of 5-year-old little tiefling girl with bright yellow skin, little nub horns, wearing a pink dress, and she's dragging a sort of tattered teddy bear behind her.
Hello, small child.
Ah. Hello. Do you want a biscuit?
What type?
Ginger.
Yes, please.
She turns back into the house. You hear some rummaging in the kitchen. Something smashes, and then she comes out with a plate with one ginger biscuit on it and can't reach you.
I reach down. I pick up the ginger biscuit that is probably like the size of a nail in comparison to
Very small.
tiny little ginger biscuit.
It's like one of those forced perspective shots in Lord of the Rings.
Yes, like Gandalf.
Elijah Wood has a bin lid. But you are Sir Ian McKellen eating a button. And yeah, you now have a tiny ginger biscuit. You don't have to eat it now. You can save it. Please write it on your inventory for later.
I'll save it. I'll save it. I thank her. That's it.
It's okay. How do you be so big?
How'd you be so small?
She looks astonished at the philosophical implications of that question. Meanwhile, Rowan, you drop into the street, hardly drops down, superhero landing, one knee, classic. A little bit of dust erupts. It looks cool. You can see that viscosity is just sort of glued to one of the windows. You can see that Gwen is just sort of trying to avoid rats, and the Imogen appears to be buying something from a child. But you're pretty confident you're at the house you should be going into. A clock on the church behind you strikes 1:15. The clocks do that, right? Every quarter hour? That's a thing. It is now D&D.
It's canon.
Yep.
You guys.
The rats, just mind the rats. Mind the
I
rats.
need help, I'm stuck.
Okay, we're gonna help Jones and then we're gonna come over here.
Who's got the scraper? Have you got the scraper?
I don't know if that's do you have the scraper?
Do any of you want a tiny ginger biscuit?
I've got more.
Your voice down.
Oh my god, wait. Oh, you're so dark. Hello. Oh my goodness. Where did you make these?
No, my mum did.
Oh, they must be very special biscuits.
Yeah.
You should definitely give us some then.
Okay. She heads back into the house. For some reason, more things smash in the kitchen. It's not clear why. There's a sharp... A cat runs out into the street. A wheel rolls out of the house into the road. The kid comes out with another plate with about 4 ginger biscuits on it. Some of them you realise that they're bad gingerbread men. Like it's not been clear before now. Like they don't have the right. They have they have far too many limbs. One of them has too many heads. One of them has just a gap where the torso should be.
Right.
Like they're not well made, and the decorations are frankly horrific.
Your mum's not a professional baker, I take it.
No, she's a surgeon.
I don't know if that is more or less worrying. Your mum isn't red by any chance? I just wanted to check.
No.
Oh,
Her
cool.
name is Claire.
Oh, nice. Amazing. You should definitely not tell her about this because we are the winter.
You should go back in your house
people.
and close the door and pretend this didn't happen and maybe tidy up a little bit as well because we are busy.
Okay, winter people, enjoy the biscuits.
Thank you.
Bye.
Oh my goodness.
It wasn't that house. I just thought I should double check because that was a little tiefling child and you said it was a tiefling and then, yeah. So
But she was obvious.
it's definitely the next house.
Door closes. Can everybody make perception checks for me, please?
19.
18.
8.
Oh, wait, perception. Perception plus 2.
11.
So yeah, 20.
Okay. Well, wow. So, Rowan and Imogen, you just hear quietly as the door closes, a little girl presumably talking to her teddy bear, going, "The winter people, they came. I can't believe the stories are true. Oh, they come back with gifts like they're supposed to."
I want to be a friend.
Sure enough, you approach the door you're pretty confident about. Who is knocking on the door?
Well, I suppose, as I know her. You see, I sort of steel myself and like kind of square my shoulders a little bit and smooth down my hair and. Okay.
After a brief second, the door opens. And it should point out, you don't see anybody through the windows. The windows on the ground floor here, you're just looking into like a sort of pastoral little lounge scene. There's a fireplace burning away, a cat sat sleeping on a rug. As the door opens, you see a very stern-looking elf. And the door opens wider, you realise the room inside is darker and looks nothing like the room through the window. There is no cosy hearth here. There's a table set up for a poker game, a small rack of weapons, and one of those sharpening stone wheel things you have.
Oh, God.
This guy is wearing dark armour, has a green sash tied around his belt, and goes, "The password, please." I'm just kidding. Your face. Psych. You here for Penny?
Yeah.
Excellent. She's upstairs, but I would ask you to leave your weapons here.
Do you mind?
How could I leave my fists? I'm kidding,
He
over
pulls his
rapier.
blade out and goes, I mean, we can...
I'm very weak. Here is my rapier. Everyone, be, I guess, accommodating.
You want to sharpen them while you're...
Oh my, would you?
Sure.
This guy's so nice. Oh my gosh, I don't know what you would. You know what? Yes, that would be so nice. Thank you.
Is Lucy considered a weapon?
Yes.
That's sensible, honestly.
I saw you play the other day. A fight started. Yes, it's your weapon.
I lean my staff against the wall.
A bird just died.
I hope it wasn't zip.
Okay, fair enough. Yes.
Did forget to tell you all, I do have a familiar. A raven.
Oh, you have a raven. You have
Completely forgot.
What is your raven?
A raven just
He's called
died.
Zipper.
Zipper.
Zipper the raven.
I like that.
Yes. You want me to sharpen your bird?
He's sharp enough.
Okay. And so, having divulged yourself of your weapons, you climb the stairs to the first floor, and you enter an ornate room of bookshelves. Remember, this was completely in shadow from the street. This room is well lit. There's a row of bookshelves along the right-hand side, a desk at the far end, and then a dining table set out with 6 chairs. On the table, there's a map of the area, an ornate jug, a golden locket, and some papers scattered around the table. A tall and severe-looking tiefling stands at the window looking out into the street. She, too, has a sash around her waist and wears dark leather armour. She turns to face you, her bright yellow eyes flash briefly. She gives you a look that could freeze magma. And then she turns all smiles. Oh my God, Gwen, it is so nice to see you. How long has it been since the cupboards?
I can't keep track of the years, dear Penelope.
It is so exciting you're finally trying to make a go of something. This crime thing, like, it's been working out so well for me, and it's good for you. Good for you.
Thank you. I just needed something stable. You know, you've been doing so well.
Oh my God, and you have a crew?
Yes, my crew, yes.
Adorable.
Your crew?
My crew.
Before we start, can I get anybody a drink? And she opens up a drinks cabinet that seems very well stocked. Rowan, you immediately recognise 3 of these things are alcohol. Everything else is poison.
Oh my gosh.
Anyone? Anyone?
I'll take a whiskey.
Can I have the purple stuff?
No. Sure. 1 whiskey for Gwen and...
I'm okay, thanks. I've heard that you're not a nice person.
Have you?
Yes.
Oh,
How strange.
that's fun.
I don't imagine how strange.
Right. Here's a drink that's probably whiskey. And, right, let's get to it. You want to join the Thieves Guild.
Yes.
And we have a little task that needs accomplishing. So I think we can scratch each other's back, if you know what I mean. That's an expression that means help each other out. Okay? We need you to steal a house. An associate of mine in the trade, associate is what we call people so that people don't know we're doing crime.
Of course.
Okay. An associate of mine has a claim on a lovely little property just a little ways out of town, McAllister House, but the place has a problem. It's got a little bit of a haunting issue, so we need you to go there, deal with the ghost, and then we can take possession of the house. Yeah?
Great.
Yeah?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Okay. So for that, we'll pay you 100 gold pieces apiece.
A piece. Sorry, you were explaining to her words earlier. A piece means each.
Yes. So 400 for the job.
Oh my gosh.
But also membership of the Thieves Guild, so this will lead on to more work.
Of course, of course.
More work is what you do to make more money.
You're so kind explaining these things.
So yes. So.
Great. Well,
Great.
I mean,
If you have any questions, now would be the time. We have a little bag of gifts for you. Just a couple of crowbar, that sort of thing, breaking and entering stuff, but also a couple of potions that you'll need if you're going to interact with a ghost.
One ghost. Just one ghost?
As far as we know, yes.
Oh, how do you know that there's one ghost? You say as far as you know, were other people saying?
My associate, again, I mean a colleague, my associate has been there and has only ever reported one ghost.
Is your associate alive?
Yes.
Can we talk to the colleague?
No. We try and maintain a level of discretion in the industry. Discretion is we keep things secret to prevent people finding
Maybe
things
these words should be kept secret as well, just in case.
Well, no, it's just because you would never, you know. And so, the potions are very specific. They're quite short-lived, I'm afraid, but if you usually won't be able to interact with, because they're ethereal, these will allow you to, like, either restrain or I don't know if you can kill a ghost, but if you need to move a ghost from a place to place, drink this potion first, and then it lasts for about 30 seconds.
Oh, very
So,
good.
timing.
Yes. I'm just.
So don't be tempted to sneak a drink on the way.
So are we accepting this job?
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh, we so accept.
Okay,
Everything. Could you, is there a pack? Is there like notes that we could have? Do we just need to ask you more questions? Or is that all the information that you have?
Well, I've got a map for you here, but it's just along the east way. It's on the right-hand side as you go towards, as you leave town. You can't miss it. But then we've got a map here, which she hands, because you seem currently the most capable and least weird, hands you the map. And like I said, little bag of treats, and it holds up a little, like an old-timey doctor's bag.
Amazing.
Who's she handing that to? Probably hands that to Kieran. Unless anybody has any further questions, then I'm assuming you guys are going to set off. Okay. So, yeah. So the quick as you can do this would be great. Kind of hoping we take care of this today. And then we can do the whole initiation ceremony. Actually, tomorrow's not good. Day after?
Yes. Oh my gosh, definitely. End of day. EOD, totally fine.
Have you just
have some sleep tonight.
with joining the guild, everyone's fine with tattoos?
Yeah.
It's only a small one, but it's you know, it's a thing.
Yeah, I have loads.
Oh my
of
gosh, where?
And
Where?
what's all?
Where do you get the tattoo? Can you choose?
Oh no, we always go to the same guy.
No, I meant on your body.
Obviously on the body.
Okay, that's totally fine. Obviously, you don't even have to explain it to me because I understand.
Sure. Right, great. Well, I'll see you back here when you're done.
Yeah, tonight.
If you bring me the keys.
Easily. Yeah, we'll get it done straight away. Yeah.
Great.
Very competent. Bye, Penelope.
Pop. Bye.
I'll stalk out the room as quickly as I can.
You head downstairs, and the elf down there who's just finishing sharpening your rapier. And the rest of the weapons that were left down there have all been sharpened and polished and seem very well
staff?
maintained. Yeah, he's sharpened your staff. Yeah, very difficult to hold. Somehow all of it is sharp.
Splinters.
Ouch. Yes.
I'm going to wrap my cloak in my hand to pick it up.
Yeah. Also, you lost track of your bird for a couple of minutes, and now his beak glimmers bright.
You look nice.
The car even sounds sharp.
And so you make your way out back through the town, out of the East Gate, and along the Eastway, the road that leads to Easthaven, many miles away. McAllister House is a good few miles of travel, and you've got some distance to cover in the cold wilderness. Each of you has winter clothing to keep the worst effects of winter away, because it's very predictably cold here, and snow falls, the wind stings your face as you travel, and it's going to take about 3 hours to get to where the house is. And after about an hour and a half of what I assume is no small amount of bickering, I'm going to ask you to, each of you, make perception checks at disadvantage, which means you roll twice and you keep the worst one. Because the wind is howling and the snow is falling and it's a very difficult environment.
That's pretty bad already.
13.
Okay.
3.
Kieran?
2.
2.
Oh, wait.
2, he says, with an appropriate level of shame.
Oh, wait. Actually, 1, because minus.
5.
5, okay. So the 3 of you are blithely ignorant. Kieran keeps losing the rest of the group.
That's about right.
And like you keep having to stop and then go back a little bit to find him. Like there's somebody's built a snowman and he's trying to address. He's like, Gwen? But Imogen, you hear as you're walking past. There's like a copse of trees to your right-hand side. You spot something and you hear something. What you spot is the thinnest wisp of smoke coming up from behind these trees.
Right.
And what you hear is an animal crying out in pain. And then again. Then another noise, but the wind is obscuring it, by which I mean you needed a 15 to get the next noise.
Lovely.
But you can hear something is happening in those trees and an animal is almost certainly in trouble.
I sprint wildly in the direction.
No explanation. Don't tell anyone else.
No. I just
bolt.
sprint.
Can I hear her leave?
You can just, you're all just walking along. You two have gone back to get Viscos. It's like, stay with us or we'll tie you to one of us. What you see ahead of you is there's a little clearing in the middle of these trees and there's a sort of awful, tattered, stinky bivouac laid out between a couple of these trees, underneath which is a campfire. Around the campfire there's 2 goblins and a wolf, which were asleep. Just behind the campfire, there are 2 other goblins, and there's a cage, like a little sort of trolleyed cage thing, inside of which is a fluffy white creature. You can't quite make out what it is. It's about the size, it's like big dog size.
Right.
Like Newfoundland.
Oh.
Proper big dog.
Okay.
You can't make it out against the snow. It's very hard to perceive it specifically, but the other 2 goblins are poking it with sticks. The one's poking it with a stick, the other one's throwing rocks at it. And it's squealing and they're cackling.
Okay.
They are now slowly turning to see what the hell is coming through the tree line. And you erupt into the clearing.
Yeah, just...
Go on, lads! To arms!
I don't use the Warhammer overhead. I go for what looks like a golf swing.
Right, well, now we are into initiative in this quite balanced encounter for 4 characters.
Hi.
So, what we do here is if you roll a d20 for me, add your initiative modifier, and this will tell us in the combat who goes in what order.
Yep.
I'm gonna.
Are they included because they're not there yet, or do they roll when?
I'll have them roll as and when they choose to arrive.
Okay, great, fantastic. 5.
Just never. We just carry on our way.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, 8.
8. Okay, so you're going to go on initiative 8. That's not great news. The goblins are going. I'm going to do the goblins all on one initiative because it's a little quicker and easier for everybody to do the maths. By everybody, I mean me. The goblins are going on 16.
Love it.
So, the first 2 goblins by the fire, their first turn is going to be spent getting up and out of these little ratty sleeping bags.
Fabulous.
The wolf, however, no concerns about sleeping bags.
Love it.
It just has a cap. And so, yes, this wolf launches across the fire, launches across the gap, and tries to bite you. What is your armor class, please?
Oh gosh, where is that?
If you look on the graphical sheet I've made,
Yes.
just under the portrait of your character.
Oh, armor class 18.
What? Oh yeah, you're a tank.
Yeah. My skin is made of stone.
And your skin is made of stone and you're wearing metal plates.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. In which case, okay, so the wolf leaps up as you reach for your warhammer. Its jaws clamp around your wrist and it breaks some teeth. It does not manage to injure you. It just snaps one of its teeth, and you see the wolf. I don't know if you can imagine a wolf looking mildly confused, but it's gone from
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, it's gone from like apex woodland predator to in a hot second. It is like it's gumming you. Effectively, is what's happening. Next up, the other 2 goblins by the cage. One has a crossbow slung across his back and is going to fire at you. Oh, that'll do it. That was so nearly a critical hit. Damn it.
What do you mean?
I'm trying to kill you.
Fabulous.
So a crossbow bolt launches across this clearing with a very clean, and there's a nice as it lands in your left shoulder, doing 7 damage.
7 damage.
7.
Right.
The other one is going to draw his sword and rush across the clearing and attempt to do a stab, I think is the correct term. I'm not sure of the technical sword terms. What he does, however, is attempts to draw his sword. In doing so, cuts through his belt, because I have rolled a natural 1. So he draws his sword, cuts through his own belt, his trousers fall down, and he falls into the campfire. He's not dead, he's like, ah! Ah! He's just screaming wildly. His sword flies across the clearing. He's now just on fire and trying to put himself out by rolling around in the snow. But they've cleared the snow away from the campfire. Meanwhile, back on the road, you hear some screaming. What sounds like a wolf asking what life is. And then you hear the Goliath go, ah! And then something else scream and start shouting, put me out, put me out!
We should go.
Can each of you roll your initiative checks, and I'll get those from you in a second. But Imogen, it is your turn. You've got a goblin, you've got a wolf right next to you, 3 goblins who are relatively vulnerable next to a fire, and 1 goblin who's sniping at you from across the way.
Oh gosh, because I do have
Who's your huckleberry?
I do have my longbow.
You have a specialist Goliath specialist longbow, which doesn't fire arrows so much as it fires broom handles.
Yes, and which punch, bludgeoning damage.
Yes, it doesn't pierce. It's like being punched.
In the face. Yes, from
it's significantly lower range than a regular longbow, but.
Oh gosh. Ooh.
You've got the warhammer in hand.
I have warhammer in hand.
But you could also throw that. I mean, you're ridiculously huge.
Honestly, let's throw the warhammer, shall we?
Done. For this. Okay, so would you make a attack roll?
Attack roll
against which goal are you? Presumably you're throwing it at the goblin who's sniping.
Yes.
Right.
Because he's the one that's actually done any damage, and that has really ticked me off. It's really upset me. I don't like it when anyone hurts me. Wait.
What a unique trait.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay, roll damage. D8. Okay.
So make an attack roll first. So it's a D20.
Oh wait. D20. Yeah.
To which you add your, in this case, dexterity modifier and your proficiency bonus, which I happen to know for you is, I think, 6.
Okay, so it's a 17.
17. Oh yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
And then 1d8 plus.
Which is 6 plus 1.
Okay, that's 7. Excellent. Your warhammer zings across the campfire, smacking the goblin square in the face and knocking the goblin onto his back next to the cage.
Fabulous.
Which allows us to introduce a lovely roll, which is called the attack of opportunity. So if you're next to a creature and they just run off or do something that means they're not really focusing on what you're doing, you get to hit them for free. And the creature in the cage lashes out with its claws.
Oh, claws. I thought it was a giant rabbit.
No. And you recognize, oh God. You recognize, that'll do it. Its claws sink into the goblin's forehead and the goblin just stops moving. As you recognize the creature in the cave is I don't know whether it's a cub or a chick, but it's an infant snowy owlbear. Half bear, half owl. No sense.
Is it my best friend now?
Maybe you can see if you can make friends with it in a bit.
Yes.
Currently, it's stuck in a cage and a bit freaked out.
Yeah, fair.
But now, can I get everybody else's? That's round 1 of combat is done. Can I get everybody else's initiative rolls, please?
7.
7 for Rowan. Kieran?
12.
Oh. And Leah?
8. Doing well, guys.
Okay. So, second round of combat, and for the purposes of not murdering one player character arbitrarily, we'll have you guys emerge through the tree line on this round on your initiative rolls. But the first thing is 2 of the goblins around the fire are ignoring their burning friend and charging at you to stab you.
Lovely.
18?
18, yes.
Okay, 1 misses as you step back. The other one, however, stabs you with a short sword.
Okay, 4.
4.
Okay.
4 damage.
Yep.
And that
I'm fine.
just jabs this sword. For you, it's more like a dagger. For them, it's a short sword.
Yeah.
Because they're all about 3 foot tall as well. This is a weird fight for them.
Oh, so I'm
This is a
double that
really
height.
weird fight for them to have picked. But that just jams right into your thigh, and you're going like, oh, it's in the bone.
Okay.
The wolf is going to attempt to trip you up. And no, a 9 isn't going to do anything. So the wolf is now sort of pulling at your leg. It's got like some of your leg armor. It's got some of the cloth, and it's tugging at that like a dog in a cartoon. But nothing is happening.
Amazing.
Let's see if this other goblin can put themselves out. Nope, she's still on fire. Okay, so that's down. Oh no. Goblins are dreadful. At which point, on initiative 12, Viscosity Jones bursts through the tree line. For no good reason, doves are released. There's an explosion of snow as this briefly heroic-looking creature stands silhouetted, stands like the dark trees behind him and just goes, and looks with intent, and then his face starts going. He's like, oh no. He puts his face back on. There's 2 goblins and a wolf savagely attacking your good friend the Goliath, and another goblin rolling around on fire in the middle of a clearing, and no one is helping them. What would you like to do?
Part of him feels bad because he used to have goblin friends in his past slime life, but I think I'm going to cure wounds and heal you, maybe, and then you guys can attack.
Great.
I trust you guys to do the attacking stuff.
Okay.
I'll heal.
So cure wounds. You don't need to roll to hit because it's assumed people want to be healed.
Yeah.
Generally. So if you do me a favour and roll, have a look on the cure wounds card you've got there. How much healing does that do? I think is it.
Equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Okay, so it's a green die plus your charisma modifier.
5 and charisma, was it?
Yes.
+3.
Plus 3. Okay, so from behind you, doves appear, and you're like, oh, it's him. And you just feel the lightest tap on the back. Oh, you're actually quite tall. The lightest tap in the small of your back as 8 hit points flood into your system, firing the crossbow bolt out of your shoulder,
Amazing.
but leaving the dagger in your thigh.
I feel great. I feel great. Almost as I did. A little bit worse for wear.
Next up, Imogen, it is your go again.
Okay, great. Okay. Wait.
You threw your weapon away.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Can I kick the wolf?
You
I feel
absolutely
bad.
can.
Oh, I don't want to kick the wolf, but okay. I feel like that's my only option.
Okay. By the way, for throwing your weapon away in what was a fit of pique, I'm going to give you inspiration because that's a very on-brand thing for your character.
Amazing. Thank you.
So, but also because I will let you trade that inspiration for using the wolf as a weapon, if you would like.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll give the inspiration back. Yes, I will. Okay.
I'd like you to make an animal handling check.
Oh my goodness.
You can have advantage because of your inspiration.
Okay.
See if you can quite literally handle this animal.
8 plus. Oh god. Okay, animal handling. Where's that?
Top of your skills list.
+4.
That's 4. 12.
12.
That'll do it.
All right.
The wolf is already quite disorientated by what's been happening, so you grab the wolf, but front or back?
Hind legs.
Okay. You bend down, grab the wolf by its hind legs, and you may now attack a goblin with a wolf.
Okay.
I don't know the stats for a wolf as a weapon. So we'll treat it like you're using your regular Warhammer attack.
Yes.
So it's strength-based, and then I'll do the damage over here.
Okay.
You've got the stats for its bite.
Oh my goodness. Fire. Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. That is 13. 6?
What was the attack roll?
13.
13 to hit. That will clock one of the goblins.
Amazing.
Does the wolf get bludgeoning damage as well?
It does. It does. Oh, this is a twofer.
Feels the opposite of animal handling.
Animal mishandling.
Okay.
We
Oh, wow.
use animals all the time.
Okay, so because you're using the front end of the wolf, I'm just going to roll damage for the wolf's bite attack because that seems most relevant, which is, it's 2d4 plus 2. That's 10. What's your strength modifier?
My strength qualifier, that's +1.
Okay, so we'll call that 11 damage, as one of the goblins is smacked right in the face with a wolf. And the wolf breaks. Is that the right term? Yeah, let's say that. The wolf is dead.
Wow.
You've snapped the wolf's neck by slamming it into a goblin.
No.
Monster.
Yeah. You are overcome with feelings. For this reaction alone. Next up is Leah. You burst through the tree line just in time to see the Goliath smash a wolf into a goblin and then start to cry.
About what I expected. So how many goblins are left?
One goblin is upright.
Yep.
One goblin is upright but has just been hit with a wolf. And one goblin is still rolling around a fire. A fire?
All right. Well, let's make it 2 goblins on fire. I'm going to cast Firebolt quite dramatically because I'm a fantastic wizard, you see. So I'm going to do like a real grand spinning of my staff and then swang it out at one of the standing goblins.
Love it.
Excellent. So roll to hit for me.
Ooh, that's an 11.
To which you're adding...
That's +5. So I got 6
16.
plus 5.
16?
Oh, do we add another bit?
Yeah, no, 16 in total, that's cool.
Pog, all right, cool.
That hits, and your damage is 1d10, which is the blue guys.
4.
4 damage. Are you going for the goblin who's been hit already, or the goblin who is as yet unwounded?
The one that's not wounded. Let's just make them all miserable.
Sure. Excellent. Okay, so that goblin is genuinely surprised as this arc of flame, this tiny little ball of fire, erupts from your staff and slams into the side of that goblin's head, singeing it. At which point, Rowan hardly erupts through the trees, I imagine in a sort of somersault,
Yeah,
because that seems on brand.
gamble right in.
Yeah. The Goliath is crying and holding a dead wolf. Just limp, but holding it by the hind legs. It's such a weird look. The wizard is aiming a staff and shooting fire into the range, and the changeling is just behind the Goliath, looking worried that he's done something wrong because she seems sad now. What would you like to do? You've got the. I would say certainly the 2 goblins are engaged, so you can get a drop on them if you would like.
I was going to ask if they're like within 5 feet of Carmine, and if so, I would like to fire my short bow and do a little sneak attack.
Sneak attack
That's
style.
possible.
Grand. Please make a roll to hit. You have advantage on the attack.
Okay, that was a natural 20.
Sweet. Natural 20 means you have automatically hit, but we double your damage dice.
Oh God.
So, short bow is 1d6
Yes.
plus your dexterity modifier. So roll
Yes.
2d6 and add your dexterity modifier.
That was a 1. And another 1.
So that's
And a 3 because of
That's
dex
5.
modifier.
Now roll 2d6 for sneak attack, and then roll 2 more d6 for sneak attack.
This better die. That was a 5,
Okay.
a 3, a 6, and a 2.
That's a lot.
23 damage?
Oh.
Okay, so this goblin, who's just been singed by the firebolt, reels round, pulls out a throwing dagger, and is about to launch this directly at the wizard, and then just stops as a hole has appeared in the centre of his face, and just kind of reaches up. And just slumps over dead. No sound, and it's not. None of you know where that came from. Such was the sneakiness. All you see is Rowan just stepping back into the tree line, holding her bow, going. Which, now I think about it, makes no sense. Back to the goblins, and that's a 1. So, okay, the goblin trying to put herself out rolls back into the fire.
This poor goblin.
And is just dies there. And the one remaining goblin looks around at what's left of their friends and their broken wolf and takes an action to disengage, steps away from you, and runs.
Great.
Can I fire again?
You absolutely can. It seems you can have the same sneak attack deal. Anyone can have a ranged attack against this goblin, or if you want to chase it down and hit it with a broken wolf, you're allowed.
I'm crying.
Just throw a wolf at a goblin. But this goblin's just like, oh God, no, run! I regret everything!
That is 18 plus 3, so I'm assuming.
I'm not even going to make you roll damage. He's got 2 hit points left. You can't roll low enough to not. And sure enough, the goblin gets to the end of the clearing. I imagine Rowan just lets him think he's gotten away.
Oh yeah, it has become very clear when I've come into this clearing that they were being mean to my friend. So, screw him.
So yes, this goblin goes, yes, I finally. Oh! Arrow just sticking out of their chest and falls face down in the dirt. Leaving you alone in a clearing with a little campfire, a stinking camp, and what looks like maybe a goat's leg or some mutton, it's unclear, roasting on a spit over the fire, and a little owlbear cub in a cage.
Is the cage locked?
It certainly appears to be.
Okay. I would like to take the ginger biscuit that I didn't eat earlier, and I'd like to use shape water to try and get into the lock and freeze it, so it hopefully breaks, is the plan. And then offer it the biscuit.
Okay. you shape water. You manage to you get some. You've got a water skin with you, so you've got plenty of water available. You douse the lock in water, and it is slowly freezing, but not like it's not instantly freezing, unless that's a thing the spell says it does.
Yeah, I can freeze the water, provided there are no creatures in it.
Done. In which case, okay, sure, I'll let you do that. You freeze the lock.
Yes.
And offer the owlbear a ginger biscuit. Make an animal handling check.
Very shyly. Oh, this might go very badly. It's a 14.
14. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. It gingerly takes the biscuit. That wasn't deliberate. Don't acknowledge that. It's not be those people. It tentatively takes the tentative biscuit and then munches that. And then kind of comes, as you freeze the lock, it's sort of wary of that, but it's moving more nearer to you.
I'm going to
because
step
it can
away.
smell more biscuits on you, effectively. Anyone else?
I stand up sniffing, very upset still that I broke the wall, and sort of just turn to the new animal like, you're my friend now, and try and go and pet it through the cage.
Fair. You can also pick up your warhammer.
Oh yeah,
Will
picked
your
up my warhammer
hand-
along the way. I'm dragging it behind me, sadly.
Will your hand fit through the cage?
Okay. Oh.
Sideways. So you're having to pet it. You're having to pet it with this part of your hand.
Yeah. Like that.
You can't do that.
Yeah. My wrist is
Too big.
too massive.
Just a gentle soaring motion.
Rowan, would you like to try and get access to this creature, or are you happy watching these people?
I'm just so, you guys, we did something really good. Like, I know that we normally like steal things, but this feels like actually really good. Like, maybe, no, we should definitely still rob the house. But like, sorry, I mean, like, get the ghost out of the house. Like, we should definitely rob the house as well. I feel like we all kind of got that,
We're not
right?
thieves. We're helping people, but it's just indirectly. They just don't know it yet.
While you're having this conversation, you all become aware of a slight, how do I put it, cracking sound. You turn around back to the cage and see that the owlbear has just broken the frozen lock and is now just sort of sat in the snow behind you two, just looking up. And you sort of, oh, noise, a sort of like gargly hoot noise.
You got any more biscuits?
I have. I give my small tiny biscuit.
Make an animal handling check, please.
Okay, animal handling, of
You
course.
can have advantage because biscuits.
Because biscuits. 17 plus 4, I think. So yeah, 21.
21. Excellent. Congratulations. This owlbear has bonded to you.
Oh, yay!
Amazing. That's what I wanted.
I would like you to pick a name.
Ginger.
Aww.
That's kind of perfect.
Ginger the snowy owlbear. Lovely. And so, yeah, there's not much left in this camp, so I'm going to assume
Move on.
you continue on, only now with the new friend.
How big is it?
Yeah.
Like big dog. Like, probably not, probably about yay tall.
So,
What's that, about 3 foot,
as
3 foot, 4 foot tall?
At my height, yeah.
so you know when you have those like small children that have massive teddy bears that they walk around. I pick and you start walking.
It's absolutely fine with that. So it's like
Great.
it's got the build of a bear,
Oh.
but like downy feathers.
Oh, yeah.
And an owl's face.
Yeah.
And instead of, it's got like big, its front limbs aren't quite wings, but they kind of flare out. And it's got
Okay.
huge claws.
Okay, so
That's not a terrible representation of one, although technically that is not an owl.
That's a big boy.
That's the goddess
Yeah.
of winter, but
yeah, I pick it up and I carry it like
yeah.
I have a
the
question.
entire way.
Did we
Shoot.
take the cooked goblin?
No.
Or did we leave
You
it?
might. Did you? You asking? That's me.
I don't know. I don't know
cooked
if
is strong.
the
but-
owlbear,
So
Eat
you
it.
gathering
owlbear might like
goblin.
it. Maybe.
Nice. Okay. So
There was
while you
mutton.
guys-
I was going to take the mutton, but you know what, we can take the goblin too.
Yeah, but it's like an offering. It's like, these guys are bullying you. Here you go.
It is the circle of. Waste not, want not. So, you arrive after another hour or so of feeding the remains of a dead goblin to an owlbear you're cuddling. You arrive at McAllister House. You can see it just ahead. You can see the house looming out of the snowfall a few minutes away, dark and ominous against the snowy backdrop of Icewind Dale. And you can see lights moving around on the first floor, and the ground floor, again, like the right-hand side of the building has lights, and there's movement in those rooms. As you approach the property, it's walled. There's like a 20-foot high, pretty well-built wall around it, which is caked in ice and snow, and a gate with a very simple lock on it. And on the wall to the right of the gate, somebody has written in a thick red paint, you hope, "Beware, haunted, do not enter."
I don't know what it is. We didn't really get much information about this ghost, but something tells me it's the form of a small blonde boy. I don't know, maybe that's crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna pick the lock, because that's like my thing.
Sure. Would you make it's a dexterity check to which you add 2 because you have thieves' tools kicking around. You can have advantage on this because it is very much your thing. Also, Kieran, you can have inspiration for taking goblin meat. That seems like an awful thing that your character would do.
It was 19.
19. Oh yeah, the lock. The lock is like butter in your hand. You don't even use the lock picks. You show the lock a lockpick, and the lock bit just melts off. You just throw it into the snow, and you hear the lock being like, "I'm free!" And then and you step into the grounds, and what was once a fairly ornate and well-maintained garden has now gone to seed, frozen, overgrown in places, withered in others. And there's a path to the right, a path to the left, and a sort of like a sort of plaza, like a sort of open area in the centre. It's flat. You make your way to the house, and you can see ahead of you in the house there is there's a little porch with a front door, and I can give you actually a rough map of each of the house if you would like.
Yes, please.
Which I don't know if we can show these on the stream because I might get sued.
This is incredible.
So you get a rough idea of the layout. So who's heading which way? Right-hand path, left-hand path, or straight down the middle?
I guess let's just go on either path. It doesn't seem like there's much of a difference.
No, I guess.
Okay, to the right.
To the right, excellent. Could you each make perception checks?
Oh, lordy.
Oh, good, a natural 1.
A natural 1.
Yay.
Great, we have a winner. As you creep through the path to the right, you're aware of a dunk as a rake launches up out of the snow and smacks you in the face for 3 bludgeoning damage. As you now have a profound nosebleed.
Yeah, that's a broken nose.
What did everybody?
I'm in control.
What did everybody else get?
19.
10.
Oh god, I think mine was a 4 plus.
Hooray!
Oh no, yeah, 6.
Someone else is getting ready.
Okay, yep. You watch her and go, idiot, and then step on another rake. Which hits you.
It hits me straight in the
It hits you in the belt. Is what happens for 4 bludgeoning damage.
4 bludgeoning damage. Yeah. What? Rip me.
Yeah. And then this done, you traverse the sea of rakes and get to the front of the house. And you can see at the foot of there's a little staircase that leads up to the front door. And at the foot of that staircase is what would be conservatively referred to as a dead man. There is a very cold human corpse with a broken neck and a crimson sash around his waist. He is quite dead and wears a comfortable woolly hat. He has a gold tooth and looks a little bit like one of the lads from Goodfellas.
Do we know the gold sash, because there was some of the green sash earlier, is that indicative of anything?
Gold. My apologies.
Sorry, red
sash.
Oh, okay, is that indicative of the thief? Do we think that's someone else who's been sent by the Thieves Guild potentially?
It's an entirely reasonable conclusion to draw.
Can we look in the window and see, closer in, and see if we can see?
You can. As you get to the window, are you going up the steps?
Yes.
Dexterity save, please.
Excellent.
Oh, Lord.
As they're covered in ice.
This is...
Oh, that was a natural 20.
Oh, right.
What?
I don't know what is happening.
You parkour up the steps. Parkour. It's not even parkour. It's like one of those wushu wirework sequences. You climb the steps, but you never make contact with them. You run on air.
Is there a roll along the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
There's 3, it's 5 steps, and there's somehow 3 somersaults in this process. And then she lands backwards on one leg, which is technically a legal ice skating move now. And Yeah, and just skid along the ice to one of the windows. But you see the window is completely frosted over. So you can just see indistinct figures behind it. But off the back of that natural 20, what you recognise is the movement behind the window is repeating on about a 30-second loop.
Oh, so I don't know what it is, but it keeps repeating. And I feel like maybe this is like a rake situation, that it might be not actually people, something else. Yeah, I think this ghost is actually really smart as well.
It is an illusion, correct.
Wizards.
Who's searching the body and who's hacking bits off for their pet?
I'll search the body. I'd like to see how it died.
How it died?
Yeah.
Make a medicine check for me.
Ooh, that's an 8.
8. His neck is pretty obviously broken.
Okay.
It should, for example, his neck shouldn't have this angle in it. You're 90% it's that. And as
looks
you're
like-
examining the body, you find this.
Oh. It looks like he failed his dex check.
He also has a crowbar and a small pouch containing 15 gold pieces.
And we should definitely take those.
This is, I maybe think we should turn around. Maybe this isn't such a good idea. Okay, I found a note. Harry, if you go against the guild again, you're excommunicated, which means you're out. This was written by Penelope, wasn't it? Under no circumstances are you two idiots to try to break into that damn house. We've got a plan for Bashaba's sake. Let the rubes do the actual legwork, and then we can swoop in and take the treasure. Don't screw this up, dullards. She's setting us up. I can't believe this. I can't believe it. Of course I can. It's Penelope, but I can't believe this.
Okay, so we could turn back now, but counterpoint. Treasure?
But she called us rubes.
Yes, and but we could prove her wrong and be like, oh, you look so silly, Penelope, if we get rid of the ghost and also get the treasure for ourselves. Actually, we don't even have to get rid of the ghost. We could just get the treasure for ourselves.
Maybe we can make friends with the ghost.
Oh my god, that's actually... No, wait, the rakes.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Don't forget the rakes.
The ghost
rakes
broke your
there.
nose.
But I was trying to think about that. Maybe the ghost didn't put the rakes there. Hypothetically.
Okay, okay, so before we kill the ghost, we'll ask the ghost about the rakes. But if the ghost did put the rakes there...
Yeah, he's dead.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love it when we're on the same page. This is so good, you guys. We've been traveling together this long and we're just so together. I love this.
Okay. Interesting. Oh. Well.
Just making some rolls. Nothing anybody needs to ask questions about. Just some stuff's happening that you can't see.
We are in danger.
Can I check and see if I can immediately set any sort of traps around the front door? If we were to go in
Absolutely
there?
can. Please make a perception roll.
That is absolutely going to kill me.
Perception 6.
No, front door seems completely safe.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
Guys, the front door's completely safe. We should definitely. I mean, so we could go in the front door. We could maybe see if there's a back door. The front door does seem safe. I did just check, but I don't know whether that's like too obvious.
I trust you. I trust you.
Okay.
What armor class? I mean, like, what health do you have?
You say what armor class am I?
Well, no, but what health do you have?
33.
Okay, so yeah, you could go first.
You want to try the front door?
Yes, I want to see if it's locked, I guess.
It is. And the front door handle is excruciatingly hot.
Oh no!
Like it's, I'm pretty sure I've made it clear what we're doing. But please take 8 fire damage directly to the palm of your right hand, which now has an M branded into it.
Oh my gosh, well, you know, if we don't get into Thieves Guild, I basically have a tattoo.
It's stylish. It's stylish.
Where to?
God.
Can I take Ginger and go to the back door?
You absolutely can. So at the back of the house, there's a tree. There's a large oak tree with a tree house in it, and a rope connecting the tree house and the attic. There is also a back door and some stairs leading down into a basement at the back.
I feel like getting to the attic is a good, fun thing to do. Will I die? Possibly.
Let's find out.
Let's find out. Okay.
Is anyone heading around to the back with the Goliath?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
I will join. Why not?
I guess everyone's going.
So you head round to the back, and the Goliath just starts eyeing up the treehouse.
Oh, how heavy am I?
Quite. You're a 6'6" stone-skinned person wearing metal plate armor.
I don't think I can make it up to the attic.
I disagree. I 100% think you can
I
make it.
don't know if I agree with that. Okay, let's try it. Why not? We'll try it.
Would you make for me a athletics check?
Oh God. Okay.
This is to shimmy along the rope.
That is 18.
18?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You climb up the oak tree into the treehouse. The tree starts to groan a little bit when you get up there. Then you get on the rope, and by the time you're in the middle of the rope, you're almost on the ground. The oak tree is bending at almost 45 degrees, and you are now climbing uphill to the attic. And you manage to, sure enough, climb into the attic space. As soon as you get off the rope, the oak tree just... the rope snaps, and the top half of the oak tree is catapulted some miles away.
Fantastic. Exactly to plan.
This is a horrifying series of images for you guys to have seen. The rope, however, is snapped and just slaps down against the side of the house. So if you wanted to climb the rope, you could. Much easier.
Honestly, that would have been like a really good, if we'd have thought about that, that would have been a really good plan to fling a ghost really far away if a ghost could be flung. But as is, we still have the rope to climb up. So, good job either way.
Thank you.
And you are currently in the attic. The window here is open, and there's a bed been made up here. And crumbs, like a lot of crumbs. Like somebody's been eating something in here a lot. There's loads of blankets piled up on the bed, like a sort of little nest, and a bunch of old comic books, all worn, lying on the floor.
Ooh.
Yeah,
okay.
and then there's a door and a staircase going down, and another door in the left-hand side wall, which leads to it's like half the attic is partitioned.
Right. I've got Ginger with me, haven't I?
Yeah. It's one of the reasons why you were so heavy is you've got an owl there.
Attached to my back.
Yeah, like a papoose. As you're doing this, it's like harder because the owlbear's here. You're sort of perma-hugging this owlbear as you climb up.
Okay, can I just see if the owlbear has seen anything that I haven't?
Oh, yeah, the owlbear, as you pop... Him or her? What's...
Him.
Him?
Him.
Ginger is a boy, okay.
Ginger's a boy.
You pop Ginger down, and Ginger kind of starts sniffing around and just eating some of the crumbs, and then just starts gesturing, not at the little sort of pile of blankets on the bed, but under the bed.
Under the bed?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
At this point, who's climbing up this rope?
Oh,
in what order?
I'm climbing.
Hardly appears in the room behind you at this point, followed by Leah and presumably Mr. Jones.
Sliding upwards, basically.
Senor Jones. I don't know why I get a sort of Senor vibe from that character. So the three of you arrive in the room and you ooze in. And the owlbear is sort of like clawing at the foot of the bed.
Okay, so I take a look, I guess.
There is what might be a kid under there. But they're red.
Ghost kid? Red.
Yeah.
Do they have horns?
Yes.
Good.
Wait. Is it? Oh, okay. I'm not smart enough to make that connection.
Are they related to Penelope, by chance?
So as you look under, you realise they're not a tiefling.
Right.
This is an imp.
Oh.
Okay.
A literal little devil, who's just looking really scared
Oh.
and shivering a little bit. Are you guys here to hurt me?
I don't know, did you put the rakes in the garden?
No.
Do I believe?
Make an insight check.
I'm not lying. That's another natural 20.
Yeah, he
What
put,
have
the,
you
he put this. Then yeah, I got a 19.
Oh man,
Deception.
so close.
Yeah, he put the regs in the garden. But there is a genuine sense of regret. Look, it's just I've been on my own for 2 years. My wizard's left.
Your wizard's left.
I'm a familiar. And I need to defend the house. People keep trying to rob us.
I mean, you know what familiars are like. They get bored if you don't give them enough attention. And
But the last people who came here, there was an awful woman who was red and horns, and she said that she was going to send some people to kill me, and then she was going to kill them.
yeah,
And then,
that tracks.
so I figured it might be you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's us.
Okay.
What was that? How long ago?
I thought it might be you. Oh, when? Like 3-4 days.
Good. Right.
Cool. Just out of interest, is there any treasure in this house?
Well, people always think there is. No, it's not that. Because, okay, so I used to work for 2 really powerful wizards and their family, and they lived here. And then when the sun went, about 2 years ago, they vanished. So I assumed they've gone to them to do something important to bring their son back. But they just forgot me.
No,
I look after
no,
the
they didn't
house.
forget you.
But there's just, the thing is, if you live here, you just don't age, because it's built on a sort of magical location. But that's not really treasure, is it? So...
In a manner of speaking, that's quite important. So, is there anything else in this house? Any ghosts, or are you just alone in here?
It's just me.
Just you?
Although, full disclosure, I have made quite a lot of traps.
Yeah. Good.
Yes, we had noticed. I can't decide whether I'm like weirdly proud of this like little kid or whether I still hate him.
He's trying his best.
I mean, I'm kind of like this was like pretty badass, but like, are you guys still annoyed about the rake thing? Because I feel like if you're still annoyed, then I can still be annoyed. But like, I'm kind of feeling less annoyed.
I feel like we should forgive him. Maybe he used the rakes to attack Penelope and not us, and it was just a mistake.
You are so right.
Maybe.
You are so.
Yeah, what that guy said.
Oh my gosh.
Those
Okay.
are my feelings too.
Okay. Oh my gosh. This is so crazy because there were 4 of us and the familiar, and now we have an owlbear, and then we maybe have you as well if you want to like hang out with us because your wizards aren't here. We have a wizard.
I can be your wizard. I'm a great wizard.
Are you allowed to?
You see, like, just little tears well up in his eyes, and then he goes, wait, and then he rushes across the room to a window, draws the curtain back, and goes, oh no, they're here.
Oh.
Who's they?
If you go across the window, you can see approaching the gate, which you left unlocked,
Oh, I did.
is a group of shadowy figures, dark armour, green sashes. One of them is red with horns. There's a mixture. There's a halfling. There's a couple of goblins. There's definitely sort of Goliath in the mix.
Okay.
At which point, oh God, I didn't tell you my name. I'm Kevan. Will you guys help me defend the house?
Oh,
probably got-
absolutely. Now I am completely committed to this.
We need to pull the rope up quickly.
Oh, yes, good idea.
Smart. That's why you're a wizard. Look, I've got some ingredients if you want to make some traps somewhere in the building. We've probably got time for each of you to make one trap in a specific room on the map I've just given you.
Fabulous.
And the ingredients are 1 man trap, some string, nails, a bunch of pans, a wand that fires nails, a load of bricks, exactly 50 foot of hempen rope, 2 nets, some slime, glue, a crossbow, an immovable rod, a bag of holding, which is a bag that's much bigger on the inside, some shears, a bunch of paint cans, knives, oil, a magic jug, 1 jar of something called Alchemist's Fire, a lot of hammers that are all in a big bag,
A lot of hammers.
a selection of bags, toys, and a 10-foot pole. So, we'll start with Rogue. You are the rogue. Would you like to pick a room to build a trap in, using any of those ingredients or better ideas you have, or any of the equipment you have on your person?
So I would like to take I have an idea, but I don't know what room it would work best in.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask the imp which room it would work best in. I feel like if we could take like hammers and paint cans, really heavy stuff, and tie rope to each of them and make a wall so that we can drop it and it can swing down and like it's a whole wall of heavy things that will hit whoever is like in that room. So it would need to be a room where we're on like a level above that we could like drop them down.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether there is some kind of like landing
Oh
situation
yeah, you can
anywhere.
do that on the ground floor in the main hallway?
Yes, I
You
will
can
do
100%
that.
fit that in, okay. So you head down to the hallway with Kevin and start like just hammering paint tins together with bits of wood and tying things together. You make a sort of 5 foot by 5 foot block of stuff, which you hoist up.
I'll take it.
Kieran, you're next up. You've a trap to make. Where would you make it and what with?
I want to put little bitey boys down.
Bitey boys?
Yeah.
The man traps?
Yes.
Okay, would you like to put the bitey... We're now calling them bitey boys.
Bitey boy sounds great.
We've got your next character side out. Or perhaps new behaviour for this one.
Wow.
Let's find out.
Chomp chomp.
That's true. Maybe I want to put those in the... just where the door is to open, where it's hot.
Right behind the front door?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
nice.
when they finally get in, then it won't be nice. Also, can I change into Kevan as well, just to be a little distraction?
You shift into, albeit a 5-foot-tall version of Kevin. It's like just a massive devil. Now, like Kevin, he's about.
Are you winning?
He's 2.5 foot tall. He's got little wings.
Oh.
Yeah. You shift into the form of a
Kevin's
a
dad
massive
now.
child from hell. Leah, any thoughts on what you would like to?
Okay. What's the magic jug's properties? Is it just continuously?
It is an alchemy jug, which means it can produce, from memory, and I do have this written down somewhere, I think 2 gallons of mayonnaise on command. Or 8 gallons of oil.
Mayonnaise is canon.
Mayonnaise is canon.
Where are we holing up? Are we going to hole up on the upper floor?
I think so.
Yeah. I want to use the immovable rod really badly, but I can't think of a good way to use it.
Well, you can just snag it and see if you can improvise something with it in the fight.
Yeah,
you don't have to use it as part of a...
I will borrow the immovable rod.
Yeah.
And then I will use the jug of holding with mayonnaise, because why not, at the top of the stairs, ready to pour it down as soon as they get to the stairs.
Mayonnaise on stairs. Lovely. And Imogen?
I sprint to the kitchen.
Yep.
I look for remainders of food. Any food, whatever, anything that will be delicious to the owl bear.
Sure. Who's currently you've been for not a fussy eater.
Okay, yeah, okay. I look for food of any sort, anything that would be attractive to Ginger, and run back to the glue.
Okay.
I set it up, so I guess I'd like a doorway where it will dump gluey food to something, and then I set Ginger loose.
Throw an owlbear in.
Then I throw an owlbear. That is my plan currently.
Okay, so you could try the doorway between the kitchen and the dining room.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll fix in that food glue.
Food glue. Food glue.
Food glue.
TM.
Okay. TM.
TM.
Right. All right. Owlbear.
Surprise.
What I've written here. Okay, so you all reconvene on the first floor in the little bedroom, bottom right, not the parents' room, but Kevan's room, which is, it's really clearly obvious, like it's not a room for the familiar. It's a room for one of the kids that this family has had, but they're not here, so he's moved into it. And you can see in the grounds, you can see now the gates is being swung open, and a team of maybe 12 or 13 of the Thieves Guild are making their way through the grounds. With some satisfaction, you hear thunk as Penelope steps on a rake. So, as you're watching these folks, they're making their way down the paths. On the right-hand side, one of them, a halfling, trips, falls, and a wasp's nest falls out of a tree on them. And they just start flailing around. All of them are flailing around and swatting stuff. And you hear Kevin going, ha, ha, ha. That took ages. You can look down. You see some of them are going around the back of the house. Some of them are coming in the front. Oh, God, no. Okay, one of them makes it up the steps of the front door. One rolls a natural 1 and falls and breaks their neck.
Another one.
There is a horrifying crunch as they break their neck. Not on the ground, but on the frozen corpse of Joe Pesci.
Oh, God.
Can I run, like, across the house? Like, down, like, onto the first floor, making noise in rooms that I can try and lead them into? Like,
Well, you're on the first floor.
I'm on the first
You're in Kevin's room at the front of the house.
Okay.
Looking out the window.
So I run into the Where's a good? I run above the lounge, which is bottom bedroom.
Yeah, the bottom bedroom will do, or the playroom would do.
And I start stomping on the ground.
Okay. Excellent. Okay, can you make a perception check as you stomp?
Oh, but I know there's... Oh, God. 8 plus... perception... 10.
10. Okay, yeah. You can hear downstairs, you can hear a door open, and then a sharp snapping sound and a scream of pain and confusion. Leah, what would you like to try?
Oh, there's so many options. I will go to the top of the stairs and lie down and use disguise self to look like a pretty old corpse. Well, not too old, just, a couple days old. A little bit grim. And then lie in wait with the wand just kind of hidden away, hoping that they'll come up the stairs to take a little look and then get caught by the grease trap. Or the mayonnaise trap.
What you can see as you lie down is the front door is open, and lying face down with their head in a man trap is a half-orc in pretty heavy armour.
Oh, wow.
Who rolled incredibly badly. Really good on the strength check and then really bad on the dex save.
Ooh.
But they're not so much dead as just very slowly twitching. And as their friend steps over them into the space.
Oof.
You look like a corpse.
Yeah.
That's a spell. You're not going to have to roll to trick him.
No.
They're going to go... so their friend draws a wicked-looking short sword with, serrated edges and this, almost moving shadow across the blade.
Like a really good bread knife.
Exactly. Hey, if I'm going to cut bread, I want shadows to be part of it. And starts making its way, stalking its way up the staircase. Although it's interesting, rather than holding the sword out like that, it's holding the sword underhand.
Right.
This guy means business, or it's completely untrained. It could be one of either things. But you've got the drop on this. You can have a attack of opportunity on this guy if you would like.
Where are the paint cans? Are they still on top of the
paint cans? So if this guy had gone to the right of the staircase, that would have triggered the paint cans thing. Right. However, he's just watched his friend's face get caught in a man trap and is going, this ground floor seems risky.
Okay. I would like the mayonnaise to start seeping down. I don't know how much mayonnaise can seep.
I'm going to, for the purposes of this and given the style we're doing, I don't think the mayonnaise seeps so much as it is fired out of the jug. So would you make an attack roll as if you're using a firebolt?
Yeah.
But you are firing mayonnaise from a magic jug. Which is not a sentence I thought I was going to say this morning.
22.
22?
Yeah. Which will be it's a 10. It's a hit. A 3.
Hope he's not allergic to mayonnaise.
Oh.
Or for allergy.
That's what we think.
I've rolled a 1. He is 100%. He is 100% allergic to mayonnaise.
Severely,
Okay, I don't know, pick 4 dice and roll them, and that's the damage it does.
Yay! That is 12. 17 plus 17, 20, 30.
Okay. This guy is blasted off of the stairs directly into the opposite wall, where he's just like, ah! And the mayonnaise is keeping him there, and then you realise, he's, melting! What? And it's 90 degrees to the floor, but it's exactly the same as the Wizard of Oz scene, but with mayonnaise.
Oh, no.
And before long, there is just a sort of condiment skeletal imprint on the wall. And now, to be fair, this has scarred you. But you have achieved something.
But I'm like, that was so cool.
Kieran, you're up. You're currently a massive red baby.
Right. Accurate.
What would you like to do? You're on the first floor, and
what do I want to do?
And you hear in the parents' room, somebody is coming in through a window. You hear one of the windows open in the parents' room. That was a terrible stealth roll.
I kind of want to use... Can I use it? Guiding Bolt. I think that might be the last magic I can use.
No, you've got some level 2 spell slots as well. So you can cast
so
Guiding Bolt as a second level spell. So it's a first level spell, but you can power it up.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Cool. So you poke your head. I say you're not sneaking. You're a massive red baby. It's hard to find. But you peer around the door to the parents' room and you see 2 goblins just in the window itself, like climbing through the window. One of them is lowering a rope down to a friend, and the other one is just turning around into the room and has a look of absolute confusion on his face as it spots you and just doesn't know what you are. Would you like to make an attack roll, please?
17. That's way better.
17, to which you're adding your charisma modifier.
That
takes us to
plus 3.
20.
Plus 20, yeah.
And then you're adding 2 to that because you're proficient with this, so 22. Yes. The damage on this is 4d6 radiant damage.
Oh, nice.
Which is ludicrous. So 4 of the yellow dice.
6.
Very good.
It was a 2.
Okay. That's 2.
4.
Yep.
4. 5.
That's 15.
Cool.
Okay, yeah, great. So what you do is, this red baby creeps around the doorway and goes, ah! And summons this ball of holy radiant light in his hands and just hurls it at the goblin, who immediately flares with bright loop, like just starts glowing and is dead. Like, you've done more than enough damage to kill this goblin. As it tumbles out of the window, it is attached with a rope to the other goblin.
Nice.
And drags the other goblin out of the window as well, which falls into the bushes where there are some sharpened wooden stakes.
Incredible.
With an unpleasantly soft noise. That goblin also doesn't climb back up.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, Rowan, whereabouts are you?
I think I was in Kevan's room. So I've heard whatever the hell's going on in there. Someone's just been screaming with mayonnaise. I know there's a drum over here. If I come out into land, like, do I see anyone? Like, as I'm coming out, can I see
As you come
anybody?
out, you see a red baby just fire 2 goblins across the garden.
Amazing.
You see you can just see on the staircase the corpse of Gwen shooting mayonnaise out of a jar at somebody just out of your field of vision.
And looking quite pleased with herself.
Yeah. And you can also hear, just from the children's playroom, like, stomp, 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 stomp. I imagine you're shouting the word stomp.
Up in the bagpipes.
Of course. Shouting the word stomp into bagpipes. The worst noise. And so, yeah, you've got options there. Would you make a perception check for me?
Mm-hmm. Perception is 19.
19, okay, brilliant. You can hear from the attic very soft footsteps.
Ooh, I want to go to the attic. I'm gonna try something. Can I go to the attic, but rather than attack, can I basically come be like, oh God, this place is cursed. Leave here, please leave here now. And try and get them to just be like, oh no, thank you, farewell.
You absolutely can. Would you, your choice of deception or performance?
Ooh, I'm doing deception.
Okay. Either would work for this.
That is 19.
19. Great. I'm going to make an insight check to determine whether or not you are lying. 7. Is that a smaller number?
I think it might be.
So you get up into the attic, and there is a halfling covered in wasp stings who's just made her way up the rope. Who's like, oh God! And you walk in, and
please leave this place. It's cursed. They shouldn't have brought you here.
What?
It's cursed. They shouldn't have brought you here.
I'm allergic to curses.
You must flee. There's still time for you.
Oh, thanks. At which point she grabs the rope and just jumps out, like holds the rope and then stops dead at the bottom and then just scurries off into the garden. And in the dark, you just hear tunk. Oh. Meanwhile, the rest of you converge on the landing. You still looking like your own corpse. You still holding a bagpipes. A bagpipes?
A bagpipes.
The bagpipes. You still looking like a massive red baby. And you coming down from the attic, like very much like, I'm gonna have to. I just lied somebody to death. And then from a voice behind you, it's like, well, somebody didn't drink their potions, did they?
Oh.
The potions were supposed to kill you. That was the plan. So.
Penelope.
I'm so sorry. I just need you to be out of this house so I can, well, have it. And also because you're just such an odious bore.
You know what this house does?
Yeah.
Yeah, well...
Do you know what this does? She holds up a wand.
I hold up my sharpened staff.
Initiative roll.
Oh, lordy. Can I quickly ask, are there any ginger biscuits around? Did any of you?
I still have
I have one.
Okay.
You look just out of interest.
I'm just wondering. Okay, 3.
Oh, wow.
I'm just gonna so that you can see.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Is that a...
it's another natural 20.
Sweet Moses.
This isn't mathematically possible, and yet.
It's a rigged dice tray.
Oh my gosh.
15 in total.
15. Leah?
22.
What?
Yeah, I rolled a 19.
Well, this fight might not go the way I wanted it to. And...
6.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what we like to hear.
Okay, so, well, before anything happens, Rowan, you got a natural 20. You get to go first. Penny is in the process of flicking a wand directly at Leah. And there's magical energy starting to build in this. Imagine like a slow motion interrupt sequence.
My look of horror.
Oh, I'm gonna jump in front of that wand.
What?
My friend!
That's crazy heroism. We'll resolve this attack just now as an Eldritch Blast.
Oh no.
The key spell of the Warlock class erupts from the wand. Oh, no. Your armor class is?
15.
Yeah, that'll do it. So please take... Hang on. 8, 9, 10. 10 damage. Mm-hmm. And you are fired backwards through the group into the playroom, through a wall of the house.
Oh.
Oh god.
Oh.
By this sort of beam
Okay.
beam of contemptuous energy. This purple light that erupts through the thing. Next up on 23 is Penny, who has just had her attack. Who is instead, as a bonus action, going to... Yeah. Okay. A second spell effect has happened, but you don't get to find out what it is until you do something.
Oh, goody.
Leah, you're next.
Goody.
Actually, tell a lie. She is sort of, you see like crimson and orange flames writhe all over her for a second, and there's a sort of sense of warmth and glow about her for a moment. Your
There's
turn.
been a sense of warmth about Penelope. I'm going to look back at Hardly and say, so you can't buy friendship. And then cast Scorching Ray, and I'm going to make all 3 hit her.
Great. Roll 3 attack rolls for me. Same attacks as Firebolt. Reference.
There's a 10, a 13, and a 23.
Okay, 23 and the 13, because you're adding 5 to each of these.
Yes.
20. In
I
fact,
already added 5.
oh well, in that case, I'm afraid only the 23 hits,
That's okay.
Wow.
but it does do 2d6 damage.
Yes. Which is a 9.
A 9, great. So 2 of these rays zip past her. She just ducks and weaves, and they set fire to things in Kevin's house behind him. And then she takes 9 damage and reels from that as this flaming energy that has enveloped all around her is a spell called Hellish Rebuke, which damages anybody who damages her.
Oh, love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we...
So...
I wasn't max HP before this fight either.
I know. Oh, that could have been a lot worse. It's only 7 fire damage.
Right, good.
Okay.
But you are burned by this. Next, Kieran. 2 of your friends have been quite badly wounded by this.
This is not good.
Let's be fair. Oh, we can't swear. Bad person. What would you like to do?
How damaged are you?
Like,
right now.
I think Leah looks... Well, actually, it's hard to tell because Leah currently looks like her own corpse. So, really badly, I guess.
I feel like you need some healing.
I would like to draw your attention to this.
Wait. I would like to use Shatter on the evil lady.
An entirely responsible choice. So, within 60 feet, a 10-foot radius sphere of pure sound energy resonates out, doing a tremendous amount of damage. Each creature within that space, which does include everyone, except for you, must make a Constitution saving throw, and then take 3d8 thunder damage.
Ooh.
So 3 green ones. Actually, I'll say this, because you can position this, so it's just behind Penelope. So it doesn't include the rest of the team.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. If that's okay.
Because that would be a really evil DM.
Yeah.
So sure. So she's going to make a. Can you roll 3 of the green dice for me, and let me know what you get.
2.
Oh God.
8.
Oh, she did.
1.
What's that? That's 11. Right. She fails the Constitution save and takes a full 11 damage from that. There is a thunderclap, all the louder for being inside a confined space. Everyone's ears are ringing. Penelope's ears start bleeding. And she's dazed from this. At which point, next up in the initiative, it is Imogen.
Can I tell you to throw me the ginger biscuit?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that an entire action?
No. That's a free action for you and a bonus action for you.
Okay.
Great.
So you cast this spell, reach into your pocket, grab a ginger biscuit and throw it in slow motion. You catch the ginger biscuit, and I don't see where you're going with this.
I'm going to, with a random amount of glue that is still stuck on my hand, you know when you work with glue, put it on the biscuit and throw it at Penelope and shout at the same time, ginger go.
Okay, make a ranged attack check as if you're using your longbow.
Okay. 2.
Do you have any inspiration kicking around? Or would anybody else like to give you theirs?
Oh, cool.
Imagine if I caught that.
Yeah. Okay. That is 6 plus 3, that's 9.
Oh no!
Is that not very good?
The ginger biscuit sails past her and sticks to a wall just behind her.
Right. Where does Ginger do anything then?
Yeah, Ginger just lummoxes past her to the wall. It's like, trying to reach it.
Okay.
So we were going at the top of the initiative. Rowan, you pick yourself up, dust yourself off. You're covered in bits of toy and wood. And through this hole in the wall, you can see Penelope and an owlbear trying to get a ginger biscuit off of a wall.
So am I hidden from her? Am I like, because is she looking at me?
You do not have her focus, if that's the question. You can have advantage on this attack.
I would like to shoot her with my short bow, please.
I would very much like you to quip, or at least shout something akin to, you can't buy friendship. Because it seems appropriate.
What she said about the friendship!
Roll 2d20, let me know what you get.
That was a 7 and an 8. So I can do maths, 13.
13. Oh, God. So, yes, the arrow sails wide and lands directly in the centre of the ginger biscuit.
Can I say something, though?
You absolutely can.
I don't think she's a wizard to you. So don't feel bad about her being quicker at spells.
I'm like, this is a double-edged sword.
At which point Penny goes, no, this is a double-edged sword. And conjures in her hand a blade made of shadow and lunges at you.
Oh, good, good.
Your armour class, please.
13.
Oh, no, that's a 12. You just sidestep it, and now it's your turn.
I will use Burning Hand, so as she swings past me, I'm just gonna, it's slow-mo as well, everything's slow-mo, it's cool. Just like make a sheet of fire appear from my hands.
Sure. I have to make a dexterity save to dodge out of... Okay. Roll your damage, which I think is 3d6. I've rolled a 2.
Ooh!
So she's not dodging this.
6, 6, 1. 13.
The neighbour of the beast. 13. Okay. Yeah. Two things happen. One, this sheet of flame billows out of your hand, incinerating the corridor, I might add. Like, this place is now just on fire. But Penelope is in the center of this. And one, she's burned by the flame, but it doesn't look like it bothers her as much as you would expect. What does bother her is a bandolier of potions around her waist, which start to explode.
Oh, no.
And I'm going to need you to make a dex save.
Good, good.
You can have advantage on this, because I've just remembered what's in the room.
Yes, good. I needed advantage on that. Well, that's not awful. 14.
14, okay. As this happens, you jump over the railings of the staircase, jump onto the massive wall of paint cans that was put there, and ride that safely down to the foyer. You two aren't close enough, but you kind of just shield yourselves. The owlbear, blithely ignorant. The ginger biscuit falls into its hand and it's like, You're watching this whole thing happen and it looks amazing as Penelope just falls down, flailing around in the fire, and dies in the hallway.
Yes.
At which point, with a sort of soft, Kevin appears, hovering next to you, and is like, oh, thanks, guys. This really means a lot, you guys helping me out. Because I've been quite lonely. I wonder, would you guys mind, if you wanted to live here, you guys could move in. And also, I've been given some discretionary authority over funding for housekeeping and stuff. So if you need payment, and he opens a cupboard onto a room that is far larger than the cupboard should be, that is just full of gold. We've got this, so...
You know what? I don't feel like we need to talk about this. I feel like it's a yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, totally yes. Oh my God,
I'll
thank
start
you so
looking
much.
the bodies.
High five! Oh, also, there's a spider somewhere. It's gone missing.
Maybe we should...
Did you eat it?
You can't just ask Goliath if they eat spiders.
What, do they not eat spiders?
I don't actually know.
Depends on how big they are.
As you turn around, you see the snowy owlbear. They're just staring back at you with a massive tarantula crawling on its head. And that's our show. You've defeated the Thieves Guild. You found somewhere to live, and you've saved Kevin. And that's our show. Thank you all for watching, and thank you all for playing. Was that fun? I hope it was.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Apart from breaking the wolf.
you broke the wall.
That's traumatizing.
I would look upon that with a sense of achievement. And yes, so was that what you expected of D&D? I'm not saying I'm the atypical D&D. I'm not a typical D&D. Like I'm a bit loose with the rules and I'm a bit too fun, but I'm a bit too goofy with it. But was that like how you'd experienced D&D, or because you've not played much before? You're probably the least experienced.
Second time, yeah.
Was this a fun thing?
Yeah. I'd definitely do it again.
Great. I'm holding you to that. That's two questions. What was your favourite bit that your character had, and what was your favourite thing that somebody else did? I might start with Rowan, if that's okay.
Oh, like
you don't have to do all of this.
The slow-mo, like walking back into the forest, for some reason blowing on my bow because I panic and just like, how cool was that? Like, here I go. Which I really enjoyed. And then I loved the fact that you adopted a special boy. Just like hovering through, just like, why not? Yes. And then carried it around like a child with a big bear. Very much a fan.
That's such it's a really good image, and I fondly hope that somebody at home will do artwork of that.
Yes.
At me. Oh, good. Leah, favourite moments?
Burning Penelope's smug face off, to be honest. Anyway, and I think I really liked when she were looking through the window.
She is based 100% on somebody I went to theatre school with.
Good. Hope it's some sense of retribution.
Oh yeah, this has been very cathartic.
D&D is therapy. And I loved when you were looking through the window trying to see Sarah with the little girl. That was clutch. The little tiefling girl came in clutch. She had the ginger biscuits. And in the end, that's what got us ginger. So.
Oh my
ginger
God,
biscuits.
You made Chekhov's ginger biscuits. Kieran, high points.
I really like the ginger biscuits as well. I thought it was cute, bless her. She should sell them, like D&D scout cookies.
Cute. I like
That's adorable.
I feel like there's no like a race as to which one of us can brand that. Nice. What about, is there a particular high point for Jones?
Didn't have many high points, as you know, he's not very skilled. But but no, I enjoyed you know, shooting those goblins out the window. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
He did something very I don't know, uncharacteristically good.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
I really want to see more of your character learning how to be a person. Yeah. It's really charming. I like it a lot. And you haven't spoken. Leah. No, we don't. You, Imogen. Quiet, you. Imogen, your turn. Don't let Leah interrupt you.
Leah. I'm trying to decide, like, for other people, I'm either deciding between the parkour that was completely unnecessary and had nothing to do with anything, or the giant red baby, just there seeing a giant red child and being, it's the first time I've been intimidated by something, I think, within this world. And personally, I don't know, I think the satisfaction of throwing my warhammer into someone's face. It was the first moment I bonded with Ginger, you know?
Yeah. What I liked about that was the sort of, because it's two sides of the same coin, is the satisfaction of throwing your warhammer and then the realization that you've just thrown away your warhammer.
Yeah, you're like, yeah.
You're like, yeah, I'm like Thor. Wait, hang on, I can't do the second part.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to walk over and get it. Yeah, lovely. Was there anything that surprised you about the game, like based on your expectations of D&D, or things you didn't think were going to happen or did?
Everything surprises you in D&D. That's my favourite part. You never know what's going to happen. It's fantastic.
As soon as I realised what we were playing out, I went,
I saw that look on your face and I was like, oh yeah, she gets it.
yeah, like I got it.
You're all over this like a powerful moss. What about you guys? Anything that...
not really surprising in a sense, but like I like the kind of like creative liberty you can take with like characters and like where the story goes in a little way. Yeah, it's like, it's fun. Like obviously the second time having played it, like it's fun in that way.
Yeah, I like mapping things into D&D. I don't know if anyone's realised that. Shh, sue me. I like that it's versatile and can do stuff like that, or be straight fantasy, or you can. There's loads of other things you can map into it, and because you're doing a homebrew game as well, which
Yeah, it's completely just out of the world.
use the D&D rules for your own stuff.
Yeah.
Rowan, what was anything that came as a surprise to you in terms of like discovering things about your character or about the game?
The 20s that kept appearing.
Can I have those dice?
I was like, this is, I don't know what's going on with this particular dice, because normally I've played games before and I am like terrible. Like I'm a little dice goblin and that I love dice. They're like clickety clackety, like, oh yes please, the number rocks. But I roll really terribly, so this was very uncharacteristic of my rolling abilities, but that was particularly surprising to do.
I would say this, it gave you a tremendous air of authority throughout the show.
I know, right? Like I feel like if the rolls had gone badly, then the mum friend air of authority would have very quickly descended.
Yeah, that seems plausible. But no, it worked. And it was just really nice having that, especially early on, great rolls. Just really opened up some cool stuff. So that was lovely. Well, that's our show. Thank you so much for playing, friends.
Thank you very much.
If you've enjoyed the show and you'd be inspired to try and play D&D, I can heartily recommend these two delightful products, the Essentials Kit, which I've forgotten how heavy it is, which contains all of the... You can't even see this at this Zoom. Somebody put it in post. Do technology on this. But there's loads of stuff in this. Like I said, the Essentials Kit is a full adventure, which is, I would say, hours upon hours of gameplay for 2 to 6 players. The starter set, similarly, 4 to 6 players, and again, hours of full adventure that will take you from level 1 to level 5, I think. We can dub over me if that's wrong. Or if you're an established D&D player, we've been playing in this location, Icewind Dale, which is the D&D's new source book, certainly at the time of recording. It's great, and I've recently read through the whole thing. This is a treat. Without any spoilers, there's some real horror elements in here. If you like John Carpenter movies, there's some absolute... there are some parallels in this book. And it also has, can I show this? Oh, it's folded up. There's a massive folio map in the back. There's loads of stuff in this book. It's a really fun adventure that takes you from level 1 to, I think, level 15. I don't know don't quote me on that. I made that up. But it's a treat. Icewind Dale's a great book, and these are really good ways of getting into D&D. So I'm sure there'll be links in the description to things, because that's the sort of thing that happens on YouTube. Other than that, it just remains for me to find my notes, done. And say, please don't forget to like and subscribe this video, because we're apparently obligated to say those at the end of anything on YouTube. And subscribing lets you know when D&D is putting out more great content. For more games like this, have a rummage around the channel. We've got some other holiday specials this year. And other than that, a big thank you to our players, Imogen, Leah, Kieran, and Rowan. And a big thanks to Dan up at D&D. I've been Paul Foxcroft. This has been Dungeons & Dragons. Happy holidays, folks. Bye! Wrong camera. That camera.